Hi, everybody. As I mentioned yesterday, I wanted to have a little chat about a topic that I'm not sure if the word triggering is the ideal word, but it has been triggering me. In other words, when I read a post or when I listen to a video, it sends me off in this spiral of exasperation. Now, I don't even know how to explain the topic because I don't want to offend anybody. I can only speak from my experience. And for me, experience is everything because it involves my observations, my perceptions, how I have been conditioned, how I have made changes mentally, emotionally, physically. It involves research that I've done, and so on. So when I read some of these posts, these are the emotions that I feel. I feel claustrophobic. I feel suffocated. I feel controlled. I feel caged. I feel unhappiness. I feel sad. I feel unworthy. I feel like my experiences don't matter. That these posts put themselves above and beyond anything that I could ever be. And so, with this said, I am talking about the bashing that is going on by Christians. Now, I consider myself a Christian. I was born and baptized Catholic. I lived as a Catholic my whole entire life until I began to read the Bible from cover to cover. And I used the Bible as a form of guidance. In other words, during times that I experienced depression and other emotions and things that I was going through, hard times, I would meditate and I would talk to God with the Bible in my lap. And sometimes I would get a message in my brain to turn to a specific book, like, for instance, Corinthians or First Peter. Sometimes I would get a message in my head to turn to an actual phrase in that book. Now, I didn't make this stuff up. This happened to me in a time where I felt very alone, and the only person, living being, spiritual being, that I felt gave me anything of value. Not that the people in my life didn't. They were there to support me. Of course they did. But they are not God. And so I would get answers to the experiences that I was going through. I have a very, very hard time, excuse me, when a Christian will take something like that and superimpose their ideas based on theology or based on what they've learned by other Christians, that what I was experiencing was from demons. Okay? Just saying that creates anger inside of me. So I'm not going to go to the anger. But what I'm going to say is, where is the faith? Where is this faith that is so prevalent in the Bible that I went to God, I talked to God, I believed in Jesus, I had the Bible, I was given messages, I went to those messages helped me. Okay? Now, there were times when I meditated and I got information that I wrote down in a notebook, long messages that I felt were specific for me. And when I shared them, they helped other people. Who are these people that think they have the authority to tell me or you or anybody else that what I was receiving or what you might be receiving is from demons? This is, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Okay, here's another thing that really burns me. A person has lived their faith. Okay, they've lived it to the nines, maybe gone to daily mass, confession every single week, and they decide that they want to take some time because everything that they know on an intellectual level, everything that they've heard, everything that they believed, they want to see that. They want to feel it. They want to experience it. So they take some time away for a while and they get really close to God. They have conversations with God. They know who God is. They've known it their whole life, and they want that one-on-one retreat type of conversation without any other influence around them. And God begins to speak to them. You have all these other people telling you you can't know anything about God unless you're in that community, unless a specific hierarchy in that community tells you how to think and how to feel. It burns me. Because what that is saying is that your experiences and my experiences mean nothing. They don't mean anything. And to top it all off, demons are talking to you. Demons are talking to me. You mean to tell me if you go to the grocery store and you get this feeling like you shouldn't go into the parking lot? So you say, okay, I'll go to Walmart first. And then on your way back, you see fire engines coming out of the parking lot because something happened at the grocery store. You mean to tell me that that's from a demon? And they're going to tell you, no, you got that intuitive hit because you believe in God, you believe in Jesus, you believe in the Trinity, and you believe in the Bible. But I'm here to tell you, okay, that you can get that without believing in that. You can get that without believing in that. If you are a different religion, if you are a different faith, if you have a different way of looking at things, but you are in touch with who you are in touch with your circumstances, you create an atmosphere of peace, joy, love. You mean to tell me that what you just received was from a demon? It makes absolutely no sense to me. And I feel that it is damaging to people out there. I feel at times that some of the churches that I went to with my children damaged them because they were very suffocating. They were very controlling. And in order to follow that, we did things a certain way. And I'm not saying that my Catholic faith did that. It didn't do that at all. But what I'm saying is that if you are a Christian, the best way that you can point somebody to God, to the Bible, to Jesus, is through your actions and through your love. And all of these other posts on this side, this is what the New Agers think. On this side, this is what God thinks, and this is what Christianity is. And this is if you're doing this and you don't do this over here, you're not going to be saved and you're going to go to hell. Hello? Remember the thief on the cross? The thief on the cross was a thief. Who knows what else he did? The Bible doesn't mention that. You mean to tell me that God does not know your heart or other people's hearts? And who are these people? And I want to mention a name, but I'm not going to mention a name. Who are these people that were once an authority over here and now an authority over here? And you are supposed to ditch this and go to this. Because if this is giving you fulfillment, and you still believe in God, and you still believe in Jesus, and you believe in the Holy Spirit, the omnipotent Spirit of all, and this person is saying, you better ditch this over here, and you better go over here, who are they to say that? Your experience is going to guide you. If you believe in God, God is going to guide you. And this stuff about entertaining evil spirits and entertaining demons, I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm not saying they don't exist, but if your mind and your heart is clear and your motives are clear, you don't have anything to worry about. You just don't have anything to worry about. And I'm not steering people away from God. When you are in a rough spot and you're at the bottom of the barrel and you cry out to God for help, God's going to help you. But every experience is different. It's different. And that bothers me. What is this person going to say to me when I tell her that I have 24 years of studying the Bible? 24. And I can see the connections between here and here. I can see the history between here and here. What happened to me? Did I fall backwards into sin? Did I fall backwards? Am I going to hell? Tell me, am I going to hell? Because if I'm going to be told that I'm going to hell, that tells me something very specific about this person, that they think that they are God. Because God knows. Now, I'm not going to get on the subject of heaven and hell. I'm not. Because when Jesus came down to this planet, or incarnated into the soul of his body, Jesus, part God, part flesh, is God. And Jesus walked the earth. Jesus had lessons to learn too. Experiences, so that Jesus could say, look, this is how you do it. Right? But I don't see anything in the Bible where Jesus condemns, other than when he flipped over the tables in the temple, and he said, woe to you hypocrites. Isn't that what it's all about? Don't be a hypocrite. Don't be a hypocrite. Okay, if you've got something to say, say it. If you feel like you've said something and then maybe you shouldn't have said it, then say, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said it, but I said it. All right? Or change your perception, or change the way you look at things. But don't be telling people that they're going to go to hell. Because hell is a different construct for everyone. And some people believe that hell is not a place. Some people believe hell is simply absence from God. Absence from God. It's not a place. And some people believe that heaven is a state of being. It's not a place. And some people believe that heaven and hell are places. You can talk about this all day long. We can have a discussion about this all day long. But Jesus said, and the greatest of these is love. And oftentimes, love doesn't use words. Love uses a smile. Love uses a look. Love uses a hug. Love uses a sincere touch. Love uses direction, gentle direction. And in all of my experiences with God and meditating since my second child was a baby, that's when I really got into meditation. And she's going to be 39. My oldest is 40. In all of my experiences, God and Jesus never, ever made me feel guilty. There was a wooing. There was my child, I love you so much. You are doing great. I know that you're in pain. Keep moving. Keep having faith. Keep your hope up. Things will change. They will change eventually. You will get through this pain. You will get through this suffering. There's light at the end of the tunnel. We are in trying times, but I've got you covered. Always, always love. So when I see these posts, my hair stands up on end. I haven't blocked a couple of these individuals because I want to know what it is inside of me that bothers me so much. And if you are the kind of person that has to go to church and you love going to church and you love that sense of community, then that's wonderful. There's no judgment here. I love church. I love community like that. And I see myself being there once again. But for now, my church is nature. My church is creation. My church is knowing that God created all of this. God created me. God created you. And you were created in the perfect image of God. And you can get back to that. You can get back to that. Knowing that you are a child of God and knowing that everything's going to be okay and you're going to get through this. And you don't need to be told right now that you're a sinner. You don't need to be beat over the head with the Bible. And you don't need to have Moses. Think about this. Did Moses ever beat anybody with his staff? He stretched it out over the waters and opened up the water. He created water coming out of rocks. He never beat anybody with it. I'm sure there were times when he would get frustrated, as it's in the Bible. And Moses also sinned. So, listen, folks, if you want to get to that space inside of you where God lives, God doesn't live up there. Although I love looking up because it creates that feeling of being up. But God lives all around you and in you. And when we feel that we do not have that connection with God, it's because we are fighting ourselves. We are fighting ourselves because God lives in our hearts. And we were created in God's image. And I have my idea of what God looks like. And it's not a man. And it's not a woman. So, something for you to think about today. If you feel triggered by those posts, I understand, because I do too. And I cannot leave this video today without you feeling loved and without you knowing how special you are. And if you're not feeling special, look at the conditions. Look at where you've come from. Look at who you surround yourself with. And maybe shift some of your priorities and shift some of your emotions and shift some of your ways of looking at things, some of your perceptions from this is black, this is white to a coming together of I can look at this. I can look at this. I don't have to make a judgment. I can look at it. I can look at it. Okay? So, I love you all. It was nice chatting with you. I did not pull any cards, but we don't always have to pull cards for a video to resonate. And by the way, I apologize for the fact that my videos aren't 100% primo. Does that matter to you? Are we so hooked on technology that we can't even pull ourselves back to listen to words or read words or absorb? Does everything have to be so fast-paced and HD, triple HD, everything? Flashy, flashy, flashy? That's one of the problems, you know. That's one of the problems. So, I hope this video resonates with you. I will talk to you next time. Have a wonderful, beautiful day and week. God bless. I love you. Until next time. Bye-bye.